Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're recording.
Yeah, good. So that way you can just send it to me as a link. That way I can play for some people.
Right, that's true. So how often we post? So like I was saying, about every day. So every few, depending on what you're posting. The new products you post on Sunday, then again Tuesday, and then once more on Thursday. This builds momentum over time. Contests usually last between 3 or 4 days, depending on the response rate. And again, as I mentioned a minute ago, because you've never really done that sort of thing, it helps a great deal for us to teach your guests how to use it. Now, they may get traction right away, but we've had restaurant operators taking a little while. But I will tell you that everybody who's ever done this with us has always said the same thing. This works really well for them. Holidays, again, we try to do we post early in the morning of the day, and then we do a break post right after that, depending on what it is. Christmas is different. Again, that'll have several posts going against it. Thanksgiving is a little bit different that way too, because you post about Thanksgiving and then you post about Black Friday if you have something special going on. And most restaurant operators do sort of a buy $100 worth of gift cards and get, 25 bucks for yourself, that kind of thing. I don't know if you've ever done that, but if you do.
Oh, we do. We do.
Okay, great.
We've actually teamed up at one place. We've teamed up, and we one of the high school bands, music parents, music association, that will give them, we'll sell them a gift card for $22.50, a $25 gift card, and then we give them an $8 appetizer card along with that.
Oh, that's nice.
And I think they sell them for $30, I think. So that's a fundraiser. We need to get in and do some more fundraising things. Fundraising's pretty, I think, a pretty important part. We haven't figured out too many ways to do that.
Yeah, I can see that, especially for your buffet. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. The next thing is, on Facebook, do you respond to the people that post on there, or is that something that we do?
No, we do, unless it's something that needs your attention. In other words, we just had this yesterday with a restaurant operator where somebody sent a picture of a crab cake that had plastic stuck in it.
Yeah.
It was just horrible. But I mean, those things can happen, and it happens to everybody. So our response was, "Oh my goodness, this is terrible. We really apologize, and we will have somebody contact you." And then what we did is we reached out to the manager of the company of that restaurant and said, "You might want to call this person and offer them, a pretty substantial buyback of that product because it didn't work very well." But otherwise we do. We answer everybody, and we also pay really close attention to people who are leaving reviews, because your reviews, especially on Facebook, you want them to be like 4.5 or higher. Are you still there?
Yep.
Okay, great. And then the best times to post, 7:45 p.m. on Sundays is a really great time. That's when people sort of just sit down. They're getting ready for the ending the weekend. They're watching television and going through Facebook and Instagram. Early in the morning, late morning, so somewhere around 10:30, something like that. Mid-afternoon, so 2:30, 3 o'clock, and then 9 a.m. on Saturday. And we do that sometimes on Sunday as well. We might post twice on Sundays. Now, I want to talk about organic versus paid. So when I say pay to play, you have to think of Mark Zuckerberg as a troll. You might have followers, but they are not your followers. They belong to Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever. So in order to get them, you may have to pay a little something. We highly recommend that. We think you should have money against this. If you're not doing that, you're not going to get the traction you're looking for. Consumers of social media belong to the site, not to you. As I said, some posts will grow organically if there's enough emotion built in. But typically with a restaurant, it's difficult to get that. We did have that once. There's a restaurant in Oklahoma that had they chose the name Land Run Steakhouse. Well, there were a lot of Native Americans in the area who did not like that name at all. And we posted about it and said, we don't mean any offense. And what happened was almost the entire city posted. We had something like 100,000 comments and likes in only 2 days with that, because there was this huge controversy about the name Land Run. That happens very seldom with restaurants, and we try not to do anything that would come up politically for you, because we don't really want that attraction. but but it did help with the launch. The restaurant, you know, did pretty well because of it. So, um, and then we do. Some posts are going to grow organically, but not that often unless there's a lot of emotion. So we'll boost those a lot, and then we'll build your advertising, your audience through advertising. You've got a pretty good advertising or good audience already, but putting money behind it is always helpful to get new people. And then the larger your audience, the more traction you're going to get. So that just goes without saying. As far as photography, we like to have photos from you if you have them. If you do not, we can use stock photos. That's included in the contract. We have a number of resources for those, and we buy so much photography that, you know, that we don't have to charge you anything extra for any of that. We use brand images with your logo in order to keep them associated with you. So anything that gets posted will have your logo on it. And then custom photography, we can schedule that. And what we would do is find somebody in your market, unless you know somebody already. Make sense?
Yep.
We like to include 2 social media promotions each month. So by promotions, we're talking about sort of some sort of contest or some giveaway or something of that nature to get people excited. The calendar is going to include both of those. And then if you have a slow week, we can help with that. So we encourage texts and emails. If something's going on in your business, something's happening in your market that you need to talk about, just tell us and we'll take care of it for you. You don't need to do that. We do encourage you to post if you want to. In fact, we like it if you do, because the more you're posting, the better off you're going to be. But if you're not, that's fine. We'll take care of it. Now, we do post for you. So our staff is going to post and monitor your reputation online. Plus, our staff will answer questions and comments. It's an answer to your question before.
Yep.
Again, we do encourage you to post. So let's talk about yours, Prime Sirloin. So here's the good news. 6,000 plus likes to followers is a nice audience. That's great. Good job. 4.2 stars is pretty good. Not great, but it's not bad either. If you're over 4, where you say it's okay, having 4.5 or higher is better. We like to get close to that. We do not like to have 5 stars, because if we do, that means you're cheating. I mean, people don't believe you. So no one is perfect. That's just how people think, right?
Yeah.
Lots of comments and engagement from your guests. You're not answering those. You need to. The area's best variety of food under one roof it works okay. So some of the posts are branded, others are not. And we've talked about that. You're not using the same group that you were using before, and that's probably why.
Yeah.
What can be improved? Photography. Remember what I said. People eat with their eyes. So much of your more recent photography is not eye edible, so it doesn't look that good. Conversation is missing. You've got to answer everyone. Cover photo is not terribly interesting. That doesn't tell you anything about the restaurant. It needs to have, and I'll show you that in a minute, but just having a photograph of the place isn't really helpful. You need to have something about the restaurant, your tagline and hours, those kinds of things, how to get in touch. The about is incomplete, and in fact, it's completely missing. You need to have that, because if people search for you, that'll pop up. If you don't have anything in it, it won't. All the reviews are going unanswered. And then the question, how are they operating a buffet? And the answer, cue the crickets. You've had a lot of questions like, how can you operate a buffet in this condition? So that's something I would post about. If we were posting, I would say, let's talk about that and get some information out there. So because people are asking that question. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. What can be improved? Need a contest or 2 or more. Tell me why your product is better. So when you post something, talk about the product, talk about how you make it, if it's from scratch, if it's a special seasoning, whatever it is. Make me want it. Don't just show it to me, but also talk to me about it and make me get interested. We need to redefine your market, because you are a buffet. That's important. Consumers I shouldn't say market, should say make consumers feel comfortable. 1 exclamation point is enough. 4 is too many. And then on every post is way too many. So be careful with the exclamation point. Whoever is doing that, just tell them, hey, calm down a little bit. We're good. Don't need to holler at everybody. Need a calendar, a story to tell over time, and then you have enough followers to fill a restaurant. Now it's just a matter of what you say and how you say it. So we could help you with that. Makes sense so far?
Yep.
Okay. So let's talk about redefining Prime Sirloin. I want to talk to you about this because we've looked at your business pretty carefully, and also have done some research with a Restaurant Business and Nation's Restaurant News and Restaurant Startup and Growth, looking particularly at buffet style restaurants to see what they're doing. And there's some pretty interesting things going on. So sure, we're a buffet and always will be. We say that because that eventually will come back. Eventually this crisis will be over, maybe a year, maybe 18 months, whatever it is. Eventually people are going to go back to the way they were. That is going to happen. But we're also home meal replacement. In your case, you have this huge variety of food. So you have to sort of rethink about like a new form of carryout deli grocery kind of combination. So it's a new form of, it's a new way to get meals, taste great, and feed a hungry family. That's what we're talking about here. We look at your business as a manufacturing facility. So you're bringing in raw goods and materials in the back door, selling finished goods out the front door. However that gets home or into someone's stomach, I don't care that. Like, I don't care if they stay there, if they take it home, doesn't matter to me. What matters is we get the volume back to where it was. And we'd like to be 100% plus. And so we think this is how we'll get there. Some items require assembly. That is huge right now for restaurant operators. They're doing a lot of kits, ways to sell foods that you take home and you just kind of finish them off. Reheat them, build them, that kind of thing. So it's like speed scratch. And then others are complete ready to eat. So others, you could just get it like a pass through the buffet. We'll do that for you and take it home and off you go. And then what makes us different is our variety, so that we're going to play that really huge in the social media and advertising and marketing program, because that is what separates you from everybody else around you. You've got this beautiful line of stuff that you can make, and you can get ribs, steak, anything, fried chicken, whatever you want, which is pretty cool, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about steak. One thought we had is Prime Sirloin now offers grilling kits, maybe. So this is just an idea. Comes with freshly hand-cut steaks, our special steak rub, instructions on how to grill the best steak, and your choice of sides. This all comes packaged. You take it home, you grill it yourself, and off you go. Make sense?
Yep.
That'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it? I would do it. It depends on the price, but I think that'd be interesting. Another thought we had was buffet to go. So anything on our buffet, one pass for one price, curbside pickup. You could FaceTime a walkthrough. That'd be really interesting. Have somebody walk through and show them what's on the buffet, and they could just order it. Then you pack it up for them. Order off the menu if you want to. We package it up, bring it with you, bring it out to you when you drive up. Another thought we had was weekly family meals. So this is a special menu each week. We offer 7 great meals. I would post this on a Sunday night. Sign up for 3, 5, or 7. Use a credit card. Do you take our online ordering? Do you do that yet?
No.
Okay. This is something I might encourage you to do. Sign up, use a credit card. I bill you. You pick them up. They're already ready to go. Automatic charging your card, and there's no way to get groceries. So it comes with reheating instructions and also to how to use leftovers. So like if you do a meatloaf day, great. There's enough for 4 people, but there's going to be leftovers. This is how you make one of the best meatloaf sandwiches you've ever had. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Another thought we had was, we're actually doing this with Ollie's, and it's working really well for them. We're doing a special brown bag lunch. So it's a short menu with cold sandwiches. You get your choice of chips, a side of fruit. You get your order in the night before. You pick it up on the way to work. I don't know if you have anybody there that's there that early. You could have them all lined up, or you could do it like at 11 when you open. It depends on the restaurant. Now in Ollie's, with those guys, they're already there in the morning because they're open for breakfast. Make sense?
Okay. Yep.
Okay. And then a couple of other things I want to talk to you about our business. We do something called 360-degree marketing. So some of these projects, like the take the steak home or the grilling kits, those kinds of things, the bag lunches, you might want to have a flyer or something else. That is extra. That's not included in this promotion. But if you wanted table talkers or flyers, that kind of stuff, we do a lot of that kind of work, and we're actually very good at that sort of thing. If you want to do you have an email list, by the way?
No.
Okay. You might want to do that. And in fact, in your case, that would probably work pretty well, because a lot of people would probably love to go to your restaurant for their birthday and get a special cake or do something interesting for them. That's an easy way to get that to set up. But if you had it, we could do some email marketing for you. And then a rewards club, do you have that?
No.
Okay, that's not a bad idea.
We're lacking, as you can see, we're lacking on a lot of things.
Yeah, that'd be a really great program for you. So I included it in it to talk about the rewards. We've developed a number of these programs. You get a free appetizer, dessert, or something interesting right when you get there, birthday and anniversary club, free meal discount, or something of that nature. Then you get a friends of the restaurant card of some kind. Frequent diners get certain things. And then as they go through this, there's special things that are maybe not on the menu or on the buffet that they get because they're a member of the club. So they feel special or exclusive. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And then we have a number of ways to build a list for this. And on your website, we would have an easy sign up thing and then an automatic. We automate this whole thing for you if you want to. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. We can help you with that. Now, you asked about menu development last time. We are a menu engineering company. So we do both engineering and menu design. And I included an estimate for developing your catering menus. So you can look at that. And
I did when I was glancing through, I did notice that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You mentioned it and I was like, all right, I'll send it over. We do menu matrices. This would be better for your hotel more than it's for the buffet, because the buffet is very difficult to get a menu a scatter graph developed for, because they're not ordering off a menu. They're just walking up and taking what they want. So it's a little more difficult to do that part. But we do a lot of that sort of work. And then that just talks about what the menu makeover includes and what it provides. And new products are very important, especially to businesses where you're ordering off a menu. And so we do a lot of this. We do have chefs who work here. I am one of them. And we come up with ideas for the restaurant. We're offering you these ideas to push you or nudge you in a direction. This is not something that we say, oh, you have to do it this way. We're more interested in just giving you the right direction. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so I am going to jump out of here. Hold on a second. Stop sharing for a second. And then I'm going to share the calendar, because I did make a calendar for you as an example. If you had, hold on a second. Are you seeing the calendar out of her
Yes.
social posts? Okay. So what I did is I just took some of the information that my team put together, and I said, so what would this look like if we actually did something with this? So the first thing that I would do is how that works. So we would do a post about how does a buffet work during a crisis? And we talk about making people feel safe. So we're at 50% capacity. I'm guessing, I don't know that. You would tell us that. We clean and clean and clean. We also make sure everybody's at least 6 feet distanced. And when our staff is wearing face masks, gloves, anything, how often you clean in bathrooms, anything that's going to make people feel really comfortable, we want to talk about. We would also highly recommend that you use reservations, even at a buffet. I think that would be really in your best, to your best advantage. Most of the restaurant operators we're working with right now, who are like sports bars, dine-in restaurants that have never taken a reservation in their lives, are doing very well with it, because people feel more comfortable when they have a reservation, because they get there and they don't have to wait and they don't have to be in a crowd. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we actually take reservations for large parties in our back room.
Perfect. I would make it for parties of 2 and more. I would really go that direction if I were you, because how do you keep people feeling good about it? 4th of July would just be a general post. Happy birthday, America. We're open today for both dine-in and carry out. If you are, if you're not, then we just say that. We're closed, whatever it is. Then we'd say, let's talk about steak. Prime Sirloin now offers grilling kits, so we might launch that on social media and then have some other supplies or other elements to go with it. So if somebody comes for carry out, our recommendation would be that you have a flyer that you put into each person's carry out order, and then also have these sitting around so people pick them up. Then we might do like a National Fried Chicken Day, which actually is July 6th. So we would put together packages of 8, 12, and 16 piece chickens. I'm guessing you do that anyway, so we would just package them together and get people excited. You do that? Yeah.
We have real good fried chicken. Yes. We can't get it to go out the door, but we do have fried chicken.
Yeah, we would put a lot of energy behind that, and I will get it to go. Now, some of the posts are not about food, like this one, National Video Game Day. So are you a gamer? If yes, what game do you play? We just want to get conversation going, and then we basically give them permission to stay home and play a game, and then say, why don't you get some carryout food? National Kitten Day. So we're going to do a photo contest, post kitten shot, get the most likes, ask your friends to post and to like your post, hint, hint. And then you're going to win a $20 gift card, or, it's free. So that kind of thing. Get your steak on. We're back to the prime sirloin steak kits. Come with the steak sides, instructions with the perfect steak rub. I'm guessing you do a rub, but if you don't, we can help you make one, and we have lots of recipes for that. If you wanted to do a, excuse me, a prime sirloin lunch, bag lunch, we would be introducing that as well. I think that's a great opportunity. Excuse me, a great opportunity for you. So if you want to try something like that, we would do it. I'm guessing you have a great mac and cheese, so we would do a
Yep.
mac and cheese day. Great for a perfect side, or yours with roasted chicken, bacon, lobster, if you have lobster on site. If you don't, maybe crab or something else, shrimp. We like to have something in it that makes it more expensive. World Emoji Day. We've tried this a couple of places, and we've gotten some pretty good results with this. So tell a story just using emojis on your page, which is hysterically funny. And people start a conversation, and they go on, you know, these crazy talking sprees with these things. It's kind of hard to follow because I'm an old guy, but, you know, young kids, they look at it and they go,
Yeah.
"That's funny." And it's a chance to win. Ice cream day. You must have a soft serve or something like that. Is that what
Oh,
you
yeah,
do?
it's real good ice cream. Yeah, we
Okay.
go with the local dairy, and it's real good ice cream. Soft
Great.
serve.
So what's your favorite ice cream? Do you like an ice cream sundae? That kind of stuff. We talk about that. Now, the gorgeous grandma day. We just tried this this last month with a couple of restaurant operators and got huge results. Everybody loves their grandmother, so they post it, and then they tag their grandmother, and then their grandmother goes, "Oh, thank you. This is so lovely." And you both win a card, and they think it's just awesome. They just love it. National Carryout Food Day, which is actually the 24th. So then we would talk about that. Um, is that you? Do you need to get that?
No, that's actually probably a DoorDash. I'm sitting over at the U.S. Hotel, and that's actually probably a DoorDash company.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Another thought we had is take and grill a burger day. So take home our prime sirloin burger patties, or special steak rub, buns, coleslaw, and a potato salad, and grilling instructions. These are just things to get you thinking about stuff like that if you want to do that. If you don't, it's fine. We could just change it to something else. Milk chocolate day. There's nothing better than the chocolate dessert. Check out our dessert buffet. Anything on the buffet can be dining, carry out, or prime, or dining or carry out. And then we go back to the steaks again. And then the Harry Potter's birthday. This is just a conversation piece. So this would be what a calendar might look like for July. Then there would be one for August. We would have conversations about this and talk about what we want to do and what we want to accomplish. We would change whatever you don't like, what you do like, we would use, and off we go. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. There. I know I'm from the Midwest, so I talk pretty fast. So do you have any questions?
Yeah, I know that you don't want to always sell on Facebook. I know you want to create a conversation.
Exactly.
We don't do that or whatever, but I know you should be doing that.
Yeah, we want people to talk to you, and we want people to post and put photos up, that kind of stuff. And that's how you stay in front of everybody. And that same thing works extremely well on Instagram. So our photo elements are all set to a certain size so that they're actually set for Instagram, and then Facebook just corrects automatically. So it's kind of nice. So we post to both automatically at the same time, and everybody gets excited about seeing it. Pretty cool, huh?
Yes.
And then
you just show us how bad we are.
Oh no, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah,
but that's why you're talking to me, is to get better.
You're showing me how bad we are, but I need to relay this to the managers.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And then as we start to build a relationship over time, this will get better and better as you go forward. And what'll happen is it'll become second nature to you and your group. Where
how big of an outfit are you? I know that you and your wife definitely have a presence.
Half a dozen people.
Really?
Full-time, yeah. Half a dozen full-time and about half a dozen who are part-time. And the part-time people are all subcontractors. So if we're looking for an illustration or something of that nature, we have some great people who do that kind of thing. But I don't keep them here because it doesn't make any sense for us, because I've got Timmy sitting there, or actually Mario's name is, but he's sitting there, he doesn't have anything to do all day, and I got to pay him. So it's better if I don't do that. Make sense?
Good. Yep.
Yeah. And then as far as the estimate that I sent you with regard to the catering menu, I added a logo because you talked about using your kitchens, but not necessarily using the brand name. And I don't think you should use Prime Sirloin. That's not the right name for that. You might want to use the other, you know, the hotel, but I'm thinking maybe in your case, you're better off not doing that and actually having a name for the catering project.
Okay.
My other recommendation there is at some point to hire someone who handles the management of that, because in my estimation that with between the two restaurants and everything that you offer, if you do this right, that could be a $500,000 to $1 million business on its own.
I've been telling my son here at the hotel, and I've been telling him over Prime that we should have somebody that uses the two brands and not necessarily advertise under each one. My son said that here at the hotel that we would have a little bit better time, easier time doing that or whatever. But I mean, we could do the best of both worlds as far as from inexpensive picnic to the more expensive appetizer, stuff like that.
Right. And the thing I got to say is, my guess is if you're competing with like any of the other big chain buffet restaurants, a very dear friend of mine owns a buffet here in Oshkosh, and I've seen his kitchen. I've seen the food quality. It is fabulous. There is nothing that comes in there that isn't just top quality. It's the best. It's as good as any restaurant.
Yeah.
So from my perspective, all it is a kitchen. Like it doesn't matter where it came from. It just that it's a kitchen and you've got excellent cooks and you're using prime product. If you're using really great product, we can set up a menu for you that would work extremely well. And the variety again, I got to say that could be a huge business for you.
Yeah. I'd say our product is above normal or above average. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
For a buffet or whatever, all our pies are made there. All our soups are made there except for one. All our cold salads are made there.
Yeah. I mean, this is not boil in the bag type stuff. This is.
Yeah. No, it's not. So it's just that you have the thing that it's a buffet and people are just have that buffet mentality. Right.
Got it. And then as far as the social media contract is concerned, so if you do, so online social media strategy, I included that for Facebook, but also Google My Page and Yelp and TripAdvisor. If you want us to look after that, it's extra.
Are you gonna bring that up and show me the
would you like to look at it? Sure, I can do that.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I just glanced that there. Okay.
So it's Prime Sirloin. So this is based on our conversation. So this is cross-purpose stuff. So social media, in-store and or website, you can add that to that if you'd like to. You said you maybe wanted to stay with the people who are working on your website at the moment. So did you say that or am I making that up?
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's just because we have enough to change right now, and we hate to completely out.
Have to do it all. Right, exactly.
Throw it all out.
Yeah. So our recommendation there would be contact, and then what we do is after the calendar is done, certain things we want on the web page, like if you're going to do the steaks as a kit, take them home and grill them. We want that on your website. That's really important. So we would send them all the information for that and have them post it. Make sense?
Yeah.
And that includes this crossover stuff. So that's what we're talking about there. And then the monthly based on the client's needs, that's just real straightforward stuff. If you want us to look at Google My Business along with Yelp and TripAdvisor, we will answer reviews there and keep up with all of that for you, but it is more money. If you want that, we'll do it. If you don't, that's fine. You can do it yourself if you'd like. We highly recommend doing it for a couple of reasons.
How much extra would that be?
It's $150 a month.
Up on top of the $325?
On top of the $325, yes. Now the $325 is for the Facebook and Instagram. So that's everything I just talked about, the posts, getting photography together, writing them, and having the consultations with you guys. And then we also
just to kind of go back over the $150. That's to do the strategy and set. What's that?
That's to look after Google My Business, the Yelp, and the TripAdvisor to take care of. We're going to answer everybody on Facebook and Instagram already. That's going to happen.
Basically, your package is $475 a month.
$475 per month if you take it all. Yes.
Yes.
And then we highly recommend a not to exceed number of $100 per month for Facebook advertising. And some of that does roll over to Instagram as well.
Okay.
Because we put a pixel on it. Do you know what a pixel is?
I have an idea. Yeah.
Okay. So the pixel will follow them. If they go there, it's going to follow them there. And it's going to bring you up again, which is nice. So this is to be, and we don't have a total price on here because we don't know what you want yet exactly. If you want the online social media strategy part of it, great, then we would have, that would be the total price. And then of course the monthly amount changes because sometimes we're not advertising as much as other, and that has to do with how much traction we're already getting. If we post, let's say the cat promotion, and you have 300 or 400 people who've posted a photograph, I'm not going to boost that. It doesn't make any sense. So then suddenly our advertising doesn't need to be that much. But if we launch something like the take the steaks and cook them yourself kind of thing, and it's not getting the traction we want, we might put $45, $50 behind it just to get it to move. Make sense?
Yeah. So you're saying the $475 a month would be you making all the Facebook posts, but we could go ahead and do some of our own.
Yes.
And you go ahead and answer all reviews that come in either Facebook or Yelp or TripAdvisor.
That's right.
And you do it. You maintain a conversation with everybody that responds on Facebook.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep. And the other thing we'll do is if you post something and it's not quite right, we may actually take the photograph down, fix it, and put it back. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So if we see something that's really not great, we're going to fix it for you. We'll just take the photograph down. We'll patch it up here and then put it back. And then if you make a typo or something, we'll fix that too. Make sense?
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. All right. And then as far as the catering menu is concerned, are you seeing that now? Catering
Yes.
menu? So if you want a logo and all that, that's the top part, $750 plus $150 for the consultation. That's basically me working with you and then working with our creative director and design team to get this to work. And developing the logo and the name and all that, sort of the branded stuff. And then the menu itself is this. So this is putting together the menu. So we're talking about either a 17 by 11 trifold or a 14 by 8.5, depending on how big it is. We don't know how much copy is going to be in it, so we don't know exactly the size. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
And that's the flat page, not the folded page. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Questions?
Okay. So you go over that so the first figure, the first 750 is that's basically to set the program up and get the right logo,
get the right name. And the first step of this would be to talk to you and your team about what you want the name to feel like, what where you want to go with it. Then we come back with probably a dozen or so names with taglines, and you go through those and see what you like, what you don't like. You may not find anything in the first round, which is fine. We have a second round built into it. And then we'll do pencil sketches on the few that you do like. If you find some, we usually say, look, pick 3 that you feel comfortable with, and then we'll start putting pencil sketches to them, and then we'll offer those back to you. And then that usually solidifies it. Once you start seeing the pencil sketches or the the diagrams, then you go, oh yeah, we really like this one. This is the way we want to go. And then we'll do the fun.
We have about $2,000 in that right there. Okay. And then we would tell you, like, we would give you the menu items that we want on there. Is that correct?
Yes, you would. And then we would also look through it and say, you know what you're missing is this. And then we would also say, you know what you have on here that you might not want to have is this, because it doesn't travel well. And because we do so many of these menus, we'll have information about that you may not have. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense. Yes.
So you're actually getting our advice too. It's not just, we're not doing just what you tell us to do. Although if you complain enough, we will do exactly what you ask.
Yeah. So, we just, we would tell you, hey, we want a spaghetti and meatball with bread or whatever. We would tell you that we would want meatloaf, mashed potatoes, gravy, corn, whatever. Yeah.
And then we would outline how this would be served. Is that a half pan, full pan, separate?
Do you give recommendations on how to do it, as far as is it some of it's cold, some of it microwavable, some of it reheated, whatever?
We do. Yep. Absolutely. And it also, we would also segment it out so that it fits certain styles of things. So like if you're doing um, like a wedding shower or something like that, that's going to be a little bit different than somebody who's going to do something at a hospital for an event. Makes sense. If you're doing a business event, that's going
Yes.
to be completely different than something at somebody's house.
Yeah.
So, and we also might say, you could also include some ethnicity to this, like you said, Italian, but you might want to also do like a fajita or something like that,
Yeah.
to pick up some of Qdoba, or I don't know who you do Chipotle in your market. I don't know who you have, but
Oh yeah.
to,
Yep.
yeah, to
They
pick
do
up
a pretty
some,
good job.
yeah, so to pick up some of their business. I mean, if you have that and someone can order that along with, well, Uncle Eddie's not going to want that. Okay, well, you know what you might want to do then is along with the fajitas, put a little spaghetti next to it. That's a weird thing, but people will like it, and
Yeah.
it gives you a one up because no one else
Yeah.
can do that. You've got all
Yep.
this really cool variety.
Yeah. One of the things we're trying to do right now, I said, since we're coming back, I wanted to change Tuesday night to our dinner menu. We'd have like every night, especially if you looked at our website there. I wanted to put more Mexican things out, like more Mexican stuff out. I just think that's like a Taco Tuesday type thing. I think that's pretty big.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I agree with you on that. You know
Yeah.
what? What's really interesting to me is that family restaurants like yours, and I look at Prime Sirloin as that. Um, but even a lot of the sports bars that we work with, it's amazing to me how well, like the burritos, the fajitas, the tacos, they
Yeah.
just scream out of those places, and they'll sell sometimes better than a Philly steak sandwich. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's crazy, but
Yeah.
they work, and so we highly recommend it.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to try, and we're not putting enough items out that night. On Thursday night, I wanted to do breakfast for dinner.
I like it. Is this at the Prime Sirloin?
Yes. Yeah.
Love it.
Thursday night from 4 to 8, breakfast for dinner. I mean,
Yeah.
not necessarily bacon, hash browns, and omelets. I mean, that's a traditional
No, but
morning breakfast.
you could do a really good breakfast casserole of some kind with potato at the bottom with a
Yeah.
scrambled egg and then peppers and onions and cheese and all that.
Yeah. Uh,
People would love that.
Chocolate chip pancakes. Kids love pancakes.
Yeah,
Just
they
stuff
do.
like that. I mean, not that breakfast is not an omelet in the evening. Breakfast is, like you said, the casseroles, like the quiche things, whatever.
Yeah. No, I
That
think it's great. I have
we're
no problem
trying
with
to do,
that.
but we're not promoting it enough on Facebook. We're not. We just need to get more traction.
Yeah, and we can
Okay.
post that stuff. And then the other thing that I would do too is get your group together. Anyone who's posting, I would go through them and spend about a half hour on the phone. Actually, we could do a Zoom call, and I would teach them how to use a cell phone, smartphone to take really great photography.
Yeah,
You could,
I know we're not doing it very good over there. If you would look at the U.S. Hotel Tavern that I have, or Borough Coffee Company, BORO. That's probably the best. I mean, there's a couple kids do that. It's BORO Coffee Company in Holliesburg.
hold on a second. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I mean, if you go down through there, there's some pretty amazing pictures.
Yeah, there's some nice photos. This is nice.
Yeah.
And you took these?
I didn't know it. What?
That's a nice photograph. The only problem with it is it doesn't have a logo in it.
Okay.
So if I share that, it doesn't, where is this? I don't know what this is. Makes sense?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So it has to have your logo in it. And it's a
So
cute
you
little
put your logo on. Yeah.
Yeah. And we would fix that for you if we're working with any of these companies. And we could teach you how to do that. It's real easy to add a logo. If you can actually download Photoshop for your phone. It's just a real cheap app. It's like $3. And then you could pop a logo in anything you want. You could do a lot of that kind of stuff. Those are cute. I like those. That looks really good to me. I could eat that right now.
Yeah. There's a picture. If you go back there a ways, just keep going back. I'll show you this picture that I just think is amazing. That this go back the other way.
I'm sorry.
Keep going. Okay. I just think it's one of the nicest pictures I've ever seen, but you're right. It probably doesn't have a branding on it. You can't tell where it's at. It's back a ways. So if you just have a minute, just keep going back.
What's it of?
Okay. You must have missed that. So
Yeah.
yeah, but they just had, the sun was shining in the window.
Oh, okay.
The sun was shining in the window, and then they had this cup of coffee, or they had something sitting on their drink sitting on the window, and it was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, this place is pretty well. The photography. Who does this photo? Who's working? Who's managing this?
Um,
You don't know.
well, that girl there, she's a photographer. She's been helping us a little bit.
And she's actually a photographer.
Yeah, and she's actually one of the baristas. Yep.
Okay. Nice.
That's the other one right there.
She is.
Yeah.
Is she a model as well?
Yeah, she's a barista. Yeah, she's sort of the one that's sort of like in charge of it over there.
That's nice too. Yeah, there's some nice moody stuff going on.
So I think they're doing a good job taking the pictures there, stuff like that.
Yeah, see, they're doing a nice job. But anyway, like I said, in a half hour, I could show your team how to do this. Then it's just up to it's up to someone in the organization who is management level to follow up with them to make sure they do it, because they're gonna if no one's doing that, it's eventually going to go the other way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This is a nice show. And you don't want anything on your page that doesn't look really, really good, because if you do,
I mean, they're doing a pretty good job there, aren't they, on that?
they're not doing bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, compared to
the only issue is I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, compared to Prime Sirloin, they're doing a lot better job.
They are. The only issue is that they're not branding very well, and they also are not having conversations.
Yeah.
But like this kind of thing, we would do is I would take this down.
That's pretty bad.
Well, we could fix it with some filters and that kind of thing. It's not going to be great, but it'll be better. But this is what I was talking about, all these exclamation points. you can just calm that down a little bit if you want to.
Okay.
I know you're excited that you've got this quesadilla thing going on, but don't need to talk about that way. And then like this does not look, I would not shoot this. I would just say, this can't be, you don't put that up.
Yeah, I agree.
And then this, we have done some really interesting things where we have a memo from the management staff that has your logo on it that comes out and talks about, let me read this. I think I've got angels on here. So they're a little bit like you, and you see what we did? We just added their, logo and all of that on it. But, and then everything on here has their logo. Everything on here talks about their stuff. Now, some of their photographs, this is one we put up. That's one they put up. You can see the difference. We put up and they put up.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with this because this is just their, whatever's on special that day.
Yeah.
But when they started to you can see how this is one of those, we're running this promotion right now with the Angels.
Mm-hmm.
So, cute photographs, and these are people putting up their comments with their photographs on it. But I wanted to show you real quickly here. Find it. We did a menu when they reopened because they couldn't reopen. Now, Wisconsin is a weird place. It's like the wild, wild west over here. You can do whatever the hell you want there. There are absolutely no rules at all, which I think is a huge mistake. And we developed an outline, and it may be, here it is. Here's one of them that we did. So you can see we just built this with their logo on it, that kind of thing. So that when you post something like this, it looks like it comes from you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that you're not just posting some text. It's actually written for you. And we wrote this and posted it.
Yeah.
And got a lot of comments. You can see that. And a lot of people really liked it.
Yeah.
We basically said, there's just so much you can do with Hamburger Helper. I'm officially on strike. So it's just a fun way to get people talking. Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, good.
All right. So next step is, if you want us to move ahead, fill out the contract, send it back, and we'll get started.
Okay, why don't you, after you're done here, whatever you've recorded here, go ahead and send it to me in an email
I will do it.
so I can play it to them or whatever. But like that, they say this is probably been the best conversation I've had with somebody that seems like they know what they're doing and can fix some problems.
Great. Thanks, Donald. Really appreciate that. Well, I look forward to working with you. I hope we get a chance to do that.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right. Sounds good, Donald. Take care.
Yeah,
Yeah, bye.
bye.